Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seales, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Starburns Audio.
Dan and Ran and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arn and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Saint Germain.
Dan St. Germain, welcome to the show.
Man, it's great to be back in town.
You are great to be here. I am happy that you're here, brother.
It's great to be friend of show.
Yeah, you are friend of show,
Was
always.
Saint Germain the patron saint of
Roasting.
Roasting?
The patron
or
saint of roasting.
Yeah,
grain alcohol?
I think it was probably grain alcohol.
Okay,
I think
all
those two things
Falling
go.
down drunkenness?
Yeah, all those things go together. Just ruining birthday parties. The patron saint of ruining your birthday.
children's birthday
The
parties.
patron saint of your uncle showing up drunk at your kid's 4-year-old's birthday party, which I think...
I brought a gift.
No.
I bought
My-
a gift. I didn't bring it. I bought it.
my gift is me.
My gift is in my other car.
Who-
You only have one car,
Who
Uncle
wants
Dan.
to drive my car?
Nope, they're
You
four.
get to drive me.
They're four, Uncle Dan. They're four.
Oh, okay, they'll take
I'll
two
show
of
you how to smoke cigarettes the safe way.
No, there is no safe way, Uncle
No,
Can
Dan.
you make a ring when you blow it out?
No.
I can make a ring.
Stop. I
Can
want a
any
nap.
of you don't start saying that? Well, the world is getting dumber, Dan St. Germain. I know you're out there and you see it.
Well,
in this-
I'm getting dumber by the moment.
Right, we are getting dumber.
Yeah.
So the only way to fight back is through comedy. Our great fans send us these wonderful stories.
We got one story.
one story, one shot. Let's jump into it right away because we got Dan, and then we'll talk about what Dan St. Germain has going on.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Sent in by Hannah Knoll at Hannah_Knoll, Noel 27.
And I do have the Hannah Knoll theory,
Yeah.
which
Really?
is that it was more than one shooter.
Oh.
And they were on the
I
Hannah,
thought we were going to go with
they were
Hannah
on the
Knoll.
Hannah Knoll.
Hannah Knoll sounds like a romance novel.
The first Hannah Noel.
Yeah. Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
We haven't done a lot of stories from Louisville, but they're coming from there.
A Kentucky man claims
This is already good.
This
It's
is when-
already good.
This is
You
when
already
you're
have voice.
surrounded by dumbness, and in fact, the Kentucky man. I don't. Maybe we'll. Maybe
Might be
we'll
the
refute
smartest
this.
guy in
Yes.
this whole thing?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
all
maybe
right. Come
I
on,
haven't
Dan.
thought about it. I don't know if he could be dumb too. A Kentucky man claims his employer, the manager of a Hampton Inn in Hazard,
Hazard County.
That's where the Duke boys.
Them Duke boys.
punished him for not submitting to an exorcism and failing to fill out a form asking questions about his religious beliefs and sexual habits.
Hang on a second.
Wow.
Is that part of the Hampton Inn's hiring practices?
You got to go through an exorcism.
It definitely isn't for the Red Roof Inn. They'll take whatever demonic spirit wants to work there.
Have you ever seen a Red Roof Inn?
I put the
Hampton
red
Inn
in
is
the
like, are we going to hire him? I don't know. Has he filled out the exorcist form?
They folded my towels into a pentagram. What does that mean?
You just go in and the girl's like puncturing herself with the remote. You're like, oh,
Right.
come on, I gotta use that afterwards.
Out, demon, out.
You guys, I stayed at a Red Roof Inn on my
Recently?
tour,
Yeah.
and
My man.
there's a menu. There's a menu in the Red Roof Inn.
Different ways to kill yourself in the room.
No.
You can do Harry Carey.
It lists the price of everything. It says, we know how much our guests love our items, so just in case you decide to keep anything, here's how much we'll be charging you. And it's fitted sheet, flat sheet, comforter, curtains, towels, because they're just used to people stealing
They're
stuff,
like,
I guess.
We're going to tell you what you're going to be paying.
Yeah,
Dan,
you steal our towels.
We always say if the TV is screwed into
and
the
bolted down.
Right.
then you know that it's not a great hotel.
Right, agreed. Yeah, it was one of those deals where we were like going to be there for 5 hours because I wanted to get up and keep going to Orlando so I could go to Disney World. And so I'm like, I don't care, just wherever
Red
is
Roof
close.
Inn.
We'll just
Right.
stay.
So how many sheets did you buy?
Dude, I bought everything.
You bought
the
everything? The whole menu.
You know what? I bought the menu.
Give me everything for the menu. How
I
much was
literally
how
said-
much was
Menu
the
costs
menu?
$2.
Yes.
Menu's $2. Okay, fine.
A Kentucky man claims, as I said, his employer, the manager of a Hampton Inn, punished him for not
can't
submitting
do
to an
that.
exorcism. In a religious discrimination lawsuit, Leslie County resident Jason Fields claims he was harassed shortly after being hired as a front desk employee in June 2016 when his manager, Sharon Linden, found out he was getting divorced. So he's working at a Hampton Inn.
Usually in Kentucky, it's just if you're Jewish. They're
Yeah,
like, we need an
exactly.
exorcism.
You got it. Let's get the horns off. Let's file them down.
File them down.
Cut that tail
So
off.
because he's getting a divorce, she's like, you need an exorcism.
Sharon.
Is that her way of saying I need you inside of me? Like,
No,
is that come on?
Because you're getting divorced means, you're working the night shift. You don't have anyone to go back to now.
Right.
You'll take overnight, Jason.
Sharon, according to the suit filed March 21st in Perry Circuit Court, told Fields she was a member of the Common Bond Christian Fellowship Ministries. That's too long as well.
Yeah.
The CBD,
That definitely includes
CBCFM.
like robes and weird masks.
Oh, yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
for
right?
sure.
Oh, and probably letting a snake bite you.
I noticed that. Like, you know how crazy religion is? Like, because every single, whether it's like Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, as soon as you get to the level of looking like a wizard, it's gone off track.
And it's
The train has gotten off track.
the longer the robe, the more fucked up.
Wild
stuff
Wild
is.
Country. He started getting those long robes. You're like, I
You're
don't know
like,
if I
this
can
is
look-
it.
Now, look, you
You're
want to
gonna
meet.
you're gonna ask to fuck my wife next.
Yep.
That's right.
Now, look, you want to
17
meet.
Rolls Royces? All right.
You want to meet with people locally once a week and say how you doing, and then sit quietly
Yeah.
and like hope for better things to happen in your life.
Great.
Fine.
We're all
Yeah,
on
sure.
board.
Fine.
Fantastic.
I'm religious
But
in,
once
in
we-
that sense.
Right, but once we started getting into uniforms,
It's over.
Only wear this color.
and needing
Yeah.
an animal. Once you
that's
need
it.
an animal or a uniform,
You're
are
out.
it's-
That religion has gone too far.
need an animal
Yeah.
off
right.
the rails.
What do you need a goat for,
No,
Dave?
no, I
Right.
don't-
You don't want to answer
You
that.
don't want
Right.
You don't want
You
to
answer that
You
question.
need 3 women massaging your feet.
Yeah.
This religion's gone off the rails.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
Once you
Where
start
was I?
recording people. Yeah.
You know, what was that one guy that the cult in Japan that they dropped the sarin gas?
Oh yeah, I do
And-
remember that.
And yeah, they dropped the sarin gas, killed a bunch of people. He was selling water of his feet, like his feet soaked water. Website that was
Foot
like
water.
the holy water, foot
Foot
water.
water.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Sharon, according to the suit filed March 21st in the Perry Circuit Court, told Fields,
Think of how confident you would have to be like, I'm going to sell my foot water. I mean, there are moments where I'm like, Jay, should we be selling merch at the show?
I feel like Alex Jones does it for sure.
"Oh yeah,
sure he does.
yeah." She
I have a
told
theory
him
on that.
what?
No, just
Oh, I get you.
It's
Yeah.
an unproven theory.
She told him that she was a member of the Common Bond Christian Fellowship Ministries in Hazard, and that the reason, quote, for his marital problems was that he had demons.
Yeah, well, maybe.
And I hope he was like, sure.
have
And I'm
demons.
trying to divorce one
That's
of
right.
them right now.
I'm exercising her as we speak. The courts aren't moving fast
Or
enough.
maybe you are the demon,
Yeah.
man, Jason Fields. The suit, which names Sharon Linden and Hampton Inn as defendants, alleges that Jason Fields was told if he was going to work for Sharon, he had to be cleansed. Sharon, don't fuck around.
Oh.
And that's
Sharon,
in
tight
quotes.
ship.
That's in
Here's-
quotes.
Here's the deal, Sharon. You can do this if we're at the Linden.
Right.
But
Or
you work for the
Hampton
Hampton
Inn.
Inn, bro. That's not your office. That's not your outfit.
You don't speak for the Hampton Inn, but apparently she does because now you can rope Hampton in here.
I did a gig at the Fairfield Inn in Connecticut in February. And they had they have like a mini comedy club there in Connecticut. And I didn't realize that like the thing that they were like that one of the 9/11 hijackers stayed there.
No.
Whoa.
So
That
everybody
should be
was
a
kind
claim
of
to fame.
keeping that. Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, can you show me where the room is?"
No.
And they're like, "No, it's not around anymore."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, it's
It
definitely
is
around."
but you don't want that room.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She also said she had been cleansed 3 or 4 times, and it was similar to an exorcism.
All right.
No, I just fucking work here and put a name tag on. We're not.
Do you want me to
Right.
serve the cookies warm or not? That's literally what the question should
Right,
be.
that's
Damn.
it.
By the way, it's not like he came into work and was like, you must bow down like to Satan and you're in room. Do you want 2 keys or 1?
Right.
It wasn't like
Yeah.
he was.
He made the mistake of in the break room being like going through a divorce.
Going through a divorce. He shouldn't have said it.
As I mentioned, he wasn't arranging the muffins in the shape of a pentagram. He was not doing that. He was just showing up, mentioned offhand, I'm going through a
Right.
thing,
Told people when the shitty continental breakfast was.
and was probably doing great.
Right.
Because he was happy to be away from his divorce.
Like, sure, I'm casually eating a baby while I tell you this, but
Right.
that
What's
has
wrong
nothing
with
to
that?
do.
Yes,
The head is very soft.
I stabbed a virgin man yesterday.
I'm
so
sorry.
what? Where was I? Okay. In addition, Fields was given a form to fill out with questions about his religious background, if he had lustful thoughts, whether he was conceived out of wedlock or had been sexually abused, and if he had ever, quote, made a pact with the devil.
You know what that's called?
I wish I could see this
Do
question.
you know what that's called? That's actually a W3.
Yeah, that's not a W9.
You've heard
That's
a W9, a W2. That's a W3.
That's the
right
Wonderlick test.
That's a W3.
Good Lord.
She has this form, and I don't think she made it.
No,
that
it's probably
means-
that ministry.
It's from
Yes.
the
Ministry,
Christian
yeah.
Fellowship.
Guys, I want to
Brotherhood.
see these
Please,
forms.
someone
so
get us
bad.
this form,
If you
please.
could get one of these forms, and next time you're in a club, switch them out for all the comment cards.
Oh my God.
That would be
Hey,
great.
guys, we got some forms we want you to fill out on
We've
the
never
table.
gotten better feedback.
This guy made a pact with the devil,
Yeah.
but he wants to come see another show.
Yeah.
All I know is they booked Craig Shoemaker 6 times next year.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dig more into this and talk to Dan about what he's up to right after these messages.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. Our guest on the show is the great Dan St. Germain. We've seen him roast people. We have read his writing. He's a fantastic writer and a
thank
great
you, sir.
stand-up.
He has a new album that's newish. It's been out a little bit. People can pick it up.
It is. Yeah, No Real Winners here on 800-Pound Gorilla Records. Available on all streaming services and my website, danstgermain.net, where you can also get my dates.
Come on, get those dates and
check
get
him
that
out
album.
live. Very, very good.
I recently was
stand-up.
watching online. I saw a great, I think, video of you at the Cellar. Was there a recent video of you?
Oh, I did. Well, I cut my own I did that live at the Comedy Cellar show
Yeah.
they did on Comedy Central.
Great.
And they cut up something nice for me there. But then I also, like, the Cellar records all your sets,
Which
which
is
is
awesome.
good. So you can just be like, hey, can I get that set? And I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to just release it. And I was
And
like,
they're
I've had
cool
this
with
bit
that.
for a while. It's not been on TV. Let me just fucking throw it out.
By
So
the way,
funny,
even
dude.
if it's been on TV, and
Oh,
we're-
I've done that too. I
we-
just cut my old like half-hour special closer and I just put it out. So I was like, fuck it.
we're
Yeah.
starting to do that on Instagram, and because I feel like if you can't even on your Instagram put a bunch of your content on there, people can
Right.
just noodle around and see like 40 minutes of your stand-up over time. And I
Yeah,
think that's a good
absolutely.
thing.
I mean, I just did that for the, I'm doing the Ric Flair roast at the end of the month, and I did the Bruce Pritchard roast.
Woo!
Last time. Woo! I did
How
it
many
last-
times will that be said?
It'll be done. I've already
Enough.
me and Mike Lawrence started doing jokes, and we realized we had the same woo joke. And we're
Yeah.
like, all right, one of us is getting to that first.
One of these woos is going to get killed.
One
One of these woos is going to die, just like Ric Flair.
Yeah, just
soon.
like that.
He's going to die soon.
And Mike is so great. Right? I got
Oh
my
my
ass kicked
God.
at roast battling. Like I can't roast battle for shit, but I do have fun when I get asked to like do the dais for shit.
That's right.
Which is very few and far between. But for some reason, I found a whole like a niche in this wrestling world. But yeah, it's
amazing, and they can be made fun of because they're such big personalities and they have huge blind spots. You can just go after all of them.
Oh, it's anybody who thinks that comedians is a fuck up. Just read any pro wrestler's Wikipedia page.
That's it. And then
it's insane.
Where is that going to be taking place?
Caesar's Palace.
And it's going to be on the Fight Network.
On the Fight Network.
Wow.
Fantastic.
FightTV.net.
And what's the date on that? That's
May 24th. It's Friday. It's at 6 p.m.
Great.
And it's all tied in with AEW. Is like they're doing their second pay-per-view, Double or Nothing.
Wow.
Which is going to be a huge pay-per-view.
Dude, enjoy that. And again, check out No Real Winners Here. That's the album.
That's the album. And I have a podcast about wrestling, Total F and Marks, and All Things Comedy Network.
I love it, dude. Check all that stuff out. All right. So when we left this story, this guy
was asked to fill out a form
that is the most invasive. Like it's worse than like.
Were you molested as a kid?
Did you make
thoughts?
Were you buried out of wedlock?
Yeah. Were you conceived out of wedlock?
Conceived out of wedlock.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I wasn't there.
My parents said no.
When this is what happened.
What if he responds to that? I wasn't there because I wasn't a being until I was a baby. Fired.
Right.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah, he writes back, it depends on what you consider a pact.
Yeah.
Maybe like a casual promise. I made a casual promise with the
We
devil.
were a super PAC. We raised money for other devils.
I promised the devil I would work here until he turned you against the Lord.
Until he sent you down.
When Jason Fields refused to provide the form or undergo the exorcism, imagine all those conversations. I'm not doing it, Sharon.
No.
Sharon.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
Hey, you know what I'm doing? Organizing the keys.
Sharon,
Is
can I
that
ask
okay?
you-
Also, Sharon, if I made a pact with the devil, you think I'd be working at a fucking Hampton Inn?
That's the best he could get me. Not even an embassy suite.
I would
Yeah.
at least be in an embassy suite.
I'd be at a W in New York, okay?
Yeah,
All right?
exactly.
Ian Schrager is the devil.
All right, sir. So the continental breakfast is tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 10. Please don't pay attention to the woman lighting candles in a circle around us. Sharon, I'm trying
Sharon.
to check someone in.
Get the hood off, Sharon.
Sharon, stop spreading sage.
Sage is not a bad thing.
When Fields refused to provide the form or undergo the exorcism, his shift and job duties were changed.
Goodbye.
He was not allowed to take days off. That's against the law.
That's bullshit.
Did not receive a raise and was threatened with termination according to the suit. Sharon is mean.
Also, he
Sharon, this is what
probably
Jesus
in
would do.
some way is like, thank you, I'm about to get paid.
Yeah, this is the best thing that's ever happened.
Ever
to him.
happened to him.
Because
So
he
like
made
he's
that pact with the devil.
That's right.
So here's what I think. I do think this is an issue.
And
And
the
this-
level delivers in the way of litigation.
I don't want to come down hard on the patriarchal society that has created many situations in a power differential, but Sharon and women, unfortunately, have not been in the position of power for long enough to know how to properly keep a man down.
You got to keep him down through. You can't just do it through forms.
This is going to take centuries, and hopefully we're auto-correcting right now, but
we are.
this is going to take
the
centuries.
pendulum is swinging.
You can't go
backward.
back to the Crusades.
No,
Right.
I mean, men have had hundreds and centuries to know
perfect
how
the craft
to
of
keep
how
a
to
man
keep
down
and women down.
She's going to have to learn how to do it.
She'll figure
and
it out.
there's growing pains.
Lyndon, quote, this is a quote, Lyndon made it clear to Jason Fields that absent his adherence to her religious beliefs, specifically completing the packet, although I read it as specifically completing the G-damn packet
The GD packet.
Yeah.
You get it. You GD get it
of
done.
questions and consenting to a cleansing, he would not be allowed to work at Hampton Inn, according to a lawsuit filed by the attorney, Cheryl Lewis.
Cheryl.
Lewis did not immediately return a phone message. If I'm Cheryl Lewis, I'm all over this. You talk to everybody.
Sherry Lewis was the woman who had lamb chop. You know who lamb chop was?
Cheryl
The little
Lewis.
sock that would
It's a
tell.
song that never ends.
This is Cheryl Lewis.
Cheryl Lewis is like the one person Kim Davis tells to settle down. You know, like when they go to the Cracker Barrel, they're like, "All right, Sharon, I think you're going a little nuts with this."
Sharon.
They can't separate the bacon, onions,
Sharon,
and green beans.
you cannot bring your own. I want to order with her. You cannot bring your own Riesling. Stop it.
I brought my own
Riesling.
No.
Stop it.
I brought my own thermos.
No.
At least 3 times the suit claims Sharon brought parishioners from her church to the hotel lobby to pray for Jason Fields while he was working.
My God.
All because he mentioned he was going through a divorce.
Imagine you're trying to check in.
Or imagine you're about to have an affair. Like you're two people having an affair.
And you're meeting
you
at
meet
the
up and then
Hampton.
there's just people praying in the middle of the lobby. You're like, you're right, this was a bad idea. Let's go back to our
You know
husband and
what?
wife.
God doesn't want
this
us
is
to do
a sign. We should.
God does not
I'm going
want
to
us
stay
to
in
do
a
this.
loveless marriage as opposed to deal with these religious
It's just
freaks.
this like group of people holding little candles singing El Shaddai while you're trying to get a key for the bar.
Man, I just need an extra pillow. I'm so
Right.
sorry.
While Fields did not participate, he was embarrassed. No shit, you didn't participate,
Yeah.
Jason. He was embarrassed and claims other employees overheard hotel guests talking about the incident. So they're like, oh, that's the guy who's got demons. Yeah, no, it's Sharon when she checked us in. She told us to steer clear of him. Jason eventually quit because of, quote, continuing harassment and discrimination, according to the
He's
suit.
going to make a lot of money.
Oh,
An
man.
employee at the Hampton Inn referred questions about the lawsuit to Sharon.
Oh,
so they were
good.
like, they talked to like Bart at the front desk, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to put you in touch with Sharon.
Sharon's gonna
You
handle
want to talk
this.
to Sharon about
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is above my pay grade.
Who was not working when we tried to contact her. She did not immediately return a phone message
Interesting.
seeking comment. Lyndon also could not be reached at her church. These people,
She's like
they went
off the grid, as
Yeah,
it were.
man.
And the church is where she stays. Where she
WDRB in
stay.
Kentucky. They went after. They dug in and-
WBRD in Kentucky.
Baby, if you
ever wondered
about the demons inside of me.
They're living in the Hampton Inn in
Kentucky, heck, Kentucky, WBD.
Yeah. In a statement, Hampton Inn said they oppose discrimination and will investigate, according to the Associated Press. The suit is seeking a jury trial. That's how confident they are.
There's gonna be a settlement. There's gonna be a
unspecified
settlement.
monetary damages.
Bro,
How
my
much
bro's
do you
gonna
think-
get paid.
How much do you think? That's it. That's what I got for the story. But let's get out of here just on that little idea. How much do you think they'll have to pay this guy?
$1 million to shut him up.
You think so?
Maybe
They're
500,000.
They're praying for him while
It's not going to be
he's
more than $1
working.
million. It's not going to be more than $1 million because it's. But
Right.
they're going to want it to go away.
Maybe
It'll
like
be
600K.
It'll be 500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah,
around
I think
that.
that's about
It'll
it.
I
probably
think
be
you're right.
500
'Cause
and
here
go
it is.
down to 350, and it's like he's got to take
You're
it.
harassing him.
Yep.
You're demoting him.
You're not-
threatening with termination.
You're not giving
You're
him a day
bringing-
off.
You're not giving him a day off.
So there's
You're
worker
bringing
infractions.
people into
To
his
harass
workplace,
him.
to other people,
It's
to
bad.
harass
It's
him
bad.
while he's working.
Hampton Inn. So next time you go to a Hampton Inn and it's $89.99 instead of $69.99,
Yeah.
this is why.
Blame this
Blame this guy.
Yeah.
Or blame this woman.
And
Let's not blame the victim.
Let's blame this guy. Let's not blame the victim. All right, there you go.
It's a mini.
That's a mini. That's
Wow.
a show.
That's a hell of a show right
a
there.
hell of a show. It's
Agreed.
Dan St. Germain. Again, follow you on the Twitters.
DS Germain, but follow me on Instagram, Dan St. Germain.
And
Dan
DanSaintGermain.net.
Dan St. Germain.net is the website, and I'm actually doing the Punchline next month. Or rest in peace. I hope
I
they
know.
find a new home.
Yeah.
And I'll be in Vermont, and I'm doing a Southern tour. I'll be around. So.
Yeah. All right.
Love
Awesome.
it.
Check him
Go
out.
see
Check him
him.
out live and check out the album No Real Winners here. And if you can see him on the Ric,
Sirs.
if you can see him on the Ric Flair roast, I'm
Jeez.
sure it is going to be unreal. Check that
Yeah.
out. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Starburns Audio.
A podcast network.